लिए ये सौगात सत्ता है। ये सत्ता पाने के लिए कुछ भी कर सकते हैं।
ईद से पहले, चांद रात से पहले, अलविदा से पहले मोदी जी का सौगात वाकई में सराहनीय है।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी वो दल है, उसे अगर एक वोट मिलना हो कुछ करने से तो वो तुरंत परफॉर्म कर देंगे वो चीज।
सियासत इस कदर आवाम पे एहसान करती है, पहले आंखें छीन लेती है, फिर चश्मा दान करती है।
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. Welcome to tonight's explosive showdown. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Saugat-E-Modi kits, they are packed with vermicelli, with dry fruits, with sugar, and even a fabric for a suit and kurtas. They are literally rolling out to about 32 lakh underprivileged Muslim families just ahead of Eid, a move that the BJP says is again a clear testimony of what they've been saying for the longest time. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. But look at what the opposition is saying. Now the opposition smells blood. They are branding this brazen, quote-unquote, minority appeasement. And timed very curiously for the upcoming Bihar elections first, and then there are later big elections in Bengal, also in Tamil Nadu and Assam. Enter Uddhav Thackeray now, the man who's been literally fighting for his own survival, like many say. And now he's torching the scheme as a quote-unquote Saugat-E-Satta. So Saugat-E-Modi is the kit that the BJP has released, and Saugat-E-Satta today is the barb that Uddhav Thackeray has taken. Clearly, it's a cynical gift of power, not goodwill, accusing the BJP of ditching Hindutva only for a few votes. What's really in these kits, apart from what I just told you? And what is this political game behind them? Buckle up as we unpack this entire drama, this fracas, the hypocrisy, and the high-stakes clash, literally shaking up India's political battlefield. First up, we have our big questions. The first big question, ladies and gentlemen, Modi's Muslim outreach. Is this really timed to the upcoming elections in Bihar first, then later in Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Assam? Is this only just for votes? The second big question, can this outreach be able to eclipse the anti-Muslim rhetoric that the BJP has been charged again and again with? The third big question, already up on your screens now, is this an attempt to stem the peaking polarization? The charge is that in the run-up to the 2024 Lok Sabha election, we had seen so many polarizing statements. Is this an attempt now to arrest all that? The next big question that we'll be asking on the show tonight, Narendra Modi, does he have a new Muslim strategy up his sleeve? Is this some new experiment that the BJP and Narendra Modi is attempting? The fifth big question, will Saugat-E-Modi unlock votes for the NDA? Will this actually change the narrative for the BJP? Clearly, these are questions that we will discuss with our panel of guests. But as always, first up is also, right now, Newsnight's Wide Angle. So on the Wide Angle, we begin first by looking into what really has been the outreach when it comes from Narendra Modi in particular. Very recently, in the Feb of 2025, you would recall that the Prime Minister was participating in the Sufi festival Jane Khusro. This is also where he spoke about inclusivity. We'll bring our next image now on your screens, and we'll move to essentially tell you the entire timeline. As we've been able to capture, the October of 2024 is when about 40 lakh Muslims, remember, actually became members of the BJP during their entire membership drive. This brings us to our next important timeline. In the October of 2023 is where you had about 200 Sufis from 100 dargahs who attend the Sufi Samvad Mahabhiyan. So we've seen that continuous push that has come in from the BJP. Our next timeline is going back to 2023 when the BJP, remember here, decided to field about 395 Muslim candidates in civic polls in Uttar Pradesh, where about 60 of them winning those elections. We move on now to our next timeline, and this is, in the Feb of 2023, where the Prime Minister inaugurated the Educational Institute of the Dawoodi Bohra community. Again, this is a moment where he took a lot of time and emphasis to speak about the ties and how he himself had been invested in that entire legion. In the July of 2022 is where again the Prime Minister particularly had asked his cadre to reach out the Pasmanda Muslims. The Pasmanda Muslims are said to be the poorest amongst the Muslim, and this is where the Prime Minister said that we must target most of our efforts on. This is what the BJP has done so far, but what has the opposition said? Let's also open that up to get you a better insight to what we are looking at. And when it comes to the opposition, you will be looking at more details right now that will go up on your screens. And clearly, the opposition big charge is that there has been a lot of double speak. What is the charge that they level on the BJP? The first big thing that you've heard for the longest time is that why is there no Muslim face in the current Narendra Modi cabinet? That is the question they ask. We'll see if the BJP is able to respond to that. The next big charge that the opposition levels is that no Muslim was even given a ticket for the 2024 Lok Sabha election, and that is why whatever the BJP does is nothing but hypocrisy. This brings us to our next important data point that's again up on your screens. They talk of the bulldozer action and they say only and only the minorities are being targeted, and this again displays how the BJP deals with the Muslims. This is just not it. They've also raked up a lot of comments that were made by multiple BJP leaders, not just in the run-up to the 2024 Lok Sabha election, but even elsewhere, saying that a lot of these anti-Muslim rhetoric that has come in from the BJP was never checked. That is why they say we do not believe this is an outreach. This is just timed to the elections. So when they say that this is all timed to the elections, it's important to look at more details, but the story remains the same. Saugat-E-Modi versus Saugat-E-Satta. The question we'll be asking our panel of guests, who's politicizing Sabka Saath? Narendra Modi says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Who's politicizing this entire issue? Let's say good evening now to Neerja Chaudhary, who's a renowned journalist. She's taken out time to be on Newsnight tonight. Neerja, ma'am, thank you so much. We also have Priyanka, who's representing the RJD here, the RJD that has been up in arms. They have a big election in Bihar. And I'm not sure whether, Priyanka, you believe that this could be a game changer. Could this just change things, not just for you, for the BJP? And Neeraj is representing the BJP on the show. Neeraj, good to see you also. I'll begin by asking you that the BJP and Narendra Modi for the longest time had said we do not believe in appeasement. But the charge that the opposition today is leveling is that you see a Bihar election coming. There are other big elections later in Bengal, in Tamil Nadu. And this is why you want the Muslim vote. So this is just appeasement, nothing else.
Definitely we do not believe in appeasement politics. But this is Saugat-E-Modi is our inclusive welfare approach. This is not our political move. We are not involved in any appeasement politics like Congress or RJD. This is with our core mantra and Modi's vision, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, by providing festival kits to 32 lakhs underprivileged Muslims through about 32,000 workers. One must welcome this state of BJP of Modi ji. You just think one gift of Modi ji, second the political ground of the position. That's why they are crying. The Muslim vote bank, which they consider their paternal property, now seems to be sliding away from them, is the main cause of the fear of the RJD and Congress, especially in Bihar. This is the main reason why they are shouting and why.
So Neeraj, before I get in, Priyanka, do you see that this is actually about election? Because the RJD tom-toms on the MY combination. So you are hitting out at the RJD exactly for that combination. Are you seeding this is for votes?
Yeah, MY seminar is now sliding.
Yes, Neeraj first and then Priyanka.
Yeah. Now MY is breaking. Now Y is sliding from MY. This is the main cause of their fear. And they are shouting, but don't worry. We believe in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and people of India shown the integrity of Modi ji, guarantee of Modi ji, and they believe on guarantee of Modi ji. Only in guarantee of Modi ji.
Okay. Priyanka, why don't you push this point a little further now? Do you have a problem if you have a Saugat-E-Modi kit that's going out to people, you know, of the minority community? Should you have a problem, and what is the problem?
Saugat-E-Modi has always been a Saugat-E-Jumla, Saugat-E-Jhoot, Saugat-E-Fareeb, Saugat-E-Jumla of 2 crore rozgar prati saal.
Priyanka ji, this is your
what-
bharsha,
No,
but
Neeraj,
this is not the
Neeraj,
fact.
we believe in listening to each other, please. She was patient. Please let her complete her point, then you can counter her, please.
Yeah.
Priyanka.
Saugat-E-Modi has been write-off of 9.90 lakh crores of loans of his friends like Ambani's and Adani's. And so what I was talking about is Saugat for us is Saugat-E-job, Saugat-E-employment, what Tejasvi ji as a deputy CM delivered in Bihar in 17 months of our reign. Now I'm talking about what Mr. Modi and his party have delivered to the nation for the minorities is one of his MLAs, Mr. Bachol, what he said was take away voting rights of Muslims. And recently, he made a statement during festivals, Hindu festivals, Muslims should stay inside their homes. PM Modi himself, during last election, 2024 Lok Sabha elections, made 110 hate speeches against Muslims, followed by Yogi Adityanath, followed by Amit Shah ji, and the most hate speeches against Muslims were made in Uttar Pradesh. That's why he also got a name Bulldozer Baba, because he started bulldozing properties, targeting Muslims. And what I believe is that these giving kits to targeting Muslims across Bihar or other places as well, I think they have a hidden agenda, and their agenda is to find out where the Muslims are there in majority, so that their names as well can be cut down
Now
from
imagine
the
Priyanka, you're sitting live here on NDTV on Newsnight, and you have spun a conspiracy theory. And this is the problem, you know, this is the problem of narratives, fake narratives also. And because you've said something like that, before I get in Neeraj into the conversation, I quickly want to get in Neerja, and also on our screens, you know, we are going to be playing out multiple instances of how you've seen that outreach of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas by Narendra Modi. And though here, you know, in the country, Neerja ji, there has been a lot of squabble about this minority vote, and you have the opposition saying that this is a vote that will never go to Narendra Modi. But see how the world has honored Prime Minister. You know, you name it, and he's picked up all the top honors in especially the Muslim countries around the world. But Neerja ji, how do you see what has happened? Is this a change of heart by Narendra Modi himself, or is this another political strategy?
I think, you know, you asked 3-4 questions. Is it an outreach to the Muslims? Yes, it is an outreach to the Muslims. Is it, you know, genuine or not? We don't know whether it's genuine. Every party is about power, about winning elections, and to be able to do that, it has to reach out to new categories. So certainly BJP is looking through this Saugat-E-Modi at each time, reaching out to 32 lakh families, which they hope will have an impact 5 times over. And it's a good development that they're reaching out to the minorities who have so far felt insecure and beleaguered. And therefore, will it work? I don't know. If the party is sincere and keeps at it, it may work in the future. They will have to follow it up with other actions. Will it end the polarization? That too, we don't know the answer to. It again depends on how sincere the BJP remains. But as far as, you know, every party will devise its strategy, its programs in order to get to power. It's about power. And the fact that they are now reaching out to Muslims who have looked upon them with suspicion is a good thing, just as I feel the opposition parties need to reach out much more to the Hindu community and win their allegiance. So it's a very interesting move that's happening, and I hope that it does reduce the kind of polarization that has prevailed in the country, and that it leads to the Muslims feeling less beleaguered, less insecure, and more like first-class citizens in their own country.
I think that's a fantastic point that Neerja ji has made, and I think both Neeraj ji and Priyanka must have heard that before. Neeraj ji comes back into this. Priyanka, are you equally guilty, you know, of treating the Muslims as a vote bank, and you believe that you own that vote bank? give them nothing, but just show them a fear of something and say that this is a vote bank that will come to us. And Neeta ji also said, do you think of the majority community in the country at all?
Okay, I'll answer your question. Before that, you said that there is a change of heart in Mr. Modi.
That's a question.
Uncle herself believes that Mr. Modi was by default against the Muslims because he's doing this right now. Just this question to make.
No, Priyanka, I must make this very clear. I must
Yeah.
make this very clear. On Newsnight, we show all sides of the story. So
Yeah.
we showed you the outreach that the BJP and Narendra
Yeah.
Modi have attempted. We also put out the charges that all of you have raised on the BJP. And because this is a move that many say is curious but very interesting, as Neeta ji has said, that is why the question whether Narendra Modi and the BJP is having a change of heart. But what about the opposition? Do you have a plan to counter this?
If he does something for the Muslims, he has a change of heart. That is what all I was wanting to say.
you welcome
You asked us what we do for the Muslims. When we deliver jobs to unemployed, around 4 lakh jobs in Bihar during deputy scheme of Tejasvi Yadav. It was we didn't check caste, creed, religion of the people whom we were delivering jobs. That is how we believe. We believe in Saugat employment. And what we did, because we gave candidates around 10-12% of candidates as Muslim for Lok Sabha, but unfortunately no one could win. So what we did was 4 MLCs as Muslims from our party are right now representing in Vidhan Parishad. Apart from that, 2 MPs Rajya Sabha we sent as from Muslim community. What BJP did in the history of BJP, this is for the first time that there is no Lok Sabha MP from BJP, neither a Rajya Sabha MP from BJP. So that is how they are sidelining the minorities of this nation, and they are giving just a sort of kit. And so that people can, so that people are diverted from the real issues.
You are saying this is a distraction?
Hunger,
Okay,
rape,
Priyanka
and
says this is a distraction. Quick counter by Neeraj ji.
Yeah, we are too much sincere about the benefits and rights of Pasmanda Muslim also. Priyanka ji can say what was the budget of Humanity Welfare Ministry in Bihar before 2005? This was just 3.5 crore, and nowadays this is more than 1,000 crore. Now Muslim of Bihar and Muslim of countries understanding your game and not going to vote you now again. What Tejasvi said on Holi, hey Sipahi, nacho. This is the real picture of Jungle Raj, and Janta don't want to see that picture again. But don't worry, we are going with Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and definitely the opposition will not get 20 seats in Bihar in next election. With huge margin, we are going to celebrate the victory.
Only to be fair, because you've raised the comment that was made by Tejasvi, by Tej Pratap also later. But tell me something, Priyanka also spoke of multiple comments in the run-up to the 2024 elections made by multiple BJP leaders. Do you believe that shrill, that entire shrill or that ratcheting up of tensions had to be got down? And that is why this is an attempt by Narendra Modi to arrest that. Are you going to mellow down from here?
First of all, RJD must make a national president from Muslim community, must make a leader of opposition from Muslim community. Then they have right to ask any question. Otherwise, they don't have right, and we are not going to answer this type of foolish question. We are
said that
no cross talk. Priyanka, no cross talk, please. No cross talk. We've asked hard questions to both sides. Whether people have got their answers or not, voters are going to be deciding that. But Neeta ji will get the final word. Now,
we believe in Modi's mantra, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas.
Neeraj ji, I have to go to Neeta here.
Sabka istemal, apna vikas.
Rukiye. Please wait. Now,
this is your policy.
Neeta ji.
This is RJD's policy.
All right, wait, please. I don't want to get down your faders, but I want to listen into what Neeta has to say about the entire overview. Neeta, there is a sense that this is Narendra Modi also wanting to reinvent himself. Are we right in reading it like that? Are we going to see a lot more new things vis-a-vis the BJP and Narendra Modi's camp now?
I think let's see. Time will tell. It's too early to come to any conclusion. Before 2024 elections, some people in the BJP used to say that we may see a more inclusive Narendra Modi in his third term if he wins the election. So far, there have been no moves. In fact, the Waqf Board bill, there's been a lot of agitation in the Muslim community. Today, they had their Jummah prayers, and in every masjid they wore black bands. So this is something that agitates them. And, so the BJP, in order to become a party that wins the confidence also of the Muslims, has also to listen to them. They may agree, they may not disagree, they may disagree or disagree, but what do they have to say on issues, why they feel deeply on certain issues.
Okay.
So I think whether Mr. Modi is going to reinvent himself, maybe not, whether he'll succeed, but certainly I would say Modi reaching out to the Muslims at time of Eid is a welcome development. I don't see anything wrong in it at all. He's trying to reach out to them, just as any mainline party has to reach out to all communities and not to one and leave the other out.
All right. On that note, I'm thanking Neerja ji, Priyanka and also Neeraj ji for their time, and we'll continue to talk about that story. But as always, you will see multiple facets to the story. You will see multiple dimensions to what's really going on. Let's cut the clutter. This is Newsnight's Bottom Line Now. So we say Saugat-E-Modi kits aren't just handouts. What they are is a gauntlet that has literally been thrown down right now. The opposition has screamed appeasement. You've heard that loud and clear. But Narendra Modi's pivot, ladies and gentlemen, towards Muslims might just be that curveball they never saw coming. They never expected this. So will this fracture their resolve, or will this fortify BJP's own grip? We do not know, but this clearly is not charity. It is chess. And the next move could literally checkmate the game. So checkmate or stalemate, we do not know. Like Neerja ji said on the show, it's an interesting move, and we are at Newsnight. We'll continue to track this. Thank you for watching. Good night.